Alright guys, what is going on? Match reaction, Newcastle 2, Manchester City 3, and what a game of Premier League football again this season. This season has been crazy with the amount of thrillers we've had in the Premier League this season. Another 5-goal thriller. What a game of football. It really was brilliant. A brilliant comeback victory for Manchester City. You saw Pep Guardiola at the end of that game, all the emotions coming out for Pep, because it was a much needed win for Manchester City. St James's Park is a difficult place to go, and they were behind for a long time in that game, Manchester City, but they found that champion mentality. They kept on going, and when they got that equaliser for 2-2, you always thought they would get a third, which they did. For Newcastle, though, you bottled it. You bottled it, unfortunately. I don't like using that word, but you did bottle it. You bottled it. That second half, you were poor. Did not do anything in that second half, Newcastle. They didn't do anything. I can't remember a shot they had in the second half, to be honest. And, that's credit to Manchester City, because in that first half, Newcastle were very good. Counter-attack football. City were playing a very, very high line in the first half, and Newcastle exploited them a lot of times. And if Newcastle players had, the IQ to stay on side a little bit more, it could have been 3-1 at half-time, but it was 2-1 at half-time, which I think was the correct scoreline. But I think Pep tweaked it. I do. I was saying on the watch along, make sure to go and watch the watch along if you haven't. Brilliant stream. Pep's got to tweak it at half time, and I think he did. I think Pep tweaked it at half time. Yes, City they played a high line still, but it wasn't that high. It was a little bit lower, and that completely changed the game. And Newcastle, they just could not find a way out in that second half. Man City would not let them breathe. They had the foot on the neck the whole half. And then, they stamped their authority right at the end. But it's a huge win for Man City. It really is. They now go into second place in the Premier League table. 2 points behind Liverpool on 43 points. Liverpool are on 45. And, people have been saying City have had a bad season. They're second in the Premier League, people. They're going to win the league again. They just will. I know Manchester City only won 3-2 in this game, but I think that was their best performance of the season. I do, because they got caught out twice, Man City. They got caught out by the Newcastle goals twice. 2 in 2 minutes, right? 2 balls over the top 3 walls, High line, got exposed. But I think they were brilliant in that first half for Man City. I do think Newcastle deserved the lead, but City was still very good. And in the second half, they were just, that was Man City. They're back. City are back. They didn't really go away, to be honest, but they're back. And that win is going to give them so much confidence now, because this is the period, where Man City go on a run. This is the period they always do it, and that could be the starting point for Man City. I don't know who they play next, but that could be the starting point. A brilliant victory for them. For Eddie Howe and Newcastle, like I just said, you bottled it. I don't know why they changed it in the second half, because there was still space in behind Man City. Yes, Pep tweaked it, and the main issue was Newcastle couldn't get out. That was the issue. But they lacked composure. They lacked belief, I think, in that second half, Newcastle, to hold on to the win, even to hold on to a draw. I was saying at half time, the next goal is going to be massive. I thought if Newcastle got the next goal, made it 3-1, it's game over, and it probably would have been game over. But if Man City got that next goal, which they did, it could have been anyone's game, and Man City took it. Brilliant victory for them. But let's talk about the goals. Man City taking a 1-0 lead in the 26th minute. Bernardo Silva, what a finish this is by the Portuguese. Classy finish. Doku gets it, switches it out wide to Kyle Walker. And he's got so much time, Kyle Walker. I mean, I don't know who's marking him. Manages to get the cross in, and it's just a lovely little flick of the heel by Bernardo Silva. I don't think Dubravka sees the ball, to be honest. You know, he's very static. Couldn't move his feet quick enough. Very good finish by Bernardo Silva. And yeah, I thought they deserved that lead, Man City. But then, out of nowhere, Newcastle, the quick 1-2. Alexander Isak in the 35th minute, making it 1-1 out of nowhere. And, you know, they got exposed here, City. They did get exposed. Gameres has it in the middle of the pitch. Lovely first time whipped pass over the head of Walker. And Isak's got it running down the left wing. Cuts in. I mean, it's poor defending by Walker on both goals, in my opinion. Cuts in Isak, and it's a lovely finish by Alexander Isak. You know, I think even if Ederson was in net, obviously we'll talk about Ederson now. Actually, he did get injured very early on in the game. Did Ederson? Hope, you know, Man City fans praying it's not a long-term injury, but we don't know. But yeah, even I think if Ederson was in net, he's not saving it. It's a world-class finish by Isak. And then 2 minutes later, I think Manchester City were a little bit shocked by that goal because they were the better team in that opening 26. Man City, they were cruising. And that goal stunned him. And then Anthony Gordon in the 37th minute, 2 minutes later, making it 2-1 to Newcastle. And out of nowhere, it's like, whoa, what's happened here? Very similar finish to Alexander Isak. Again, it's on the left wing, Walker's side. And again, poor defending by Kyle Walker. I think he should get closer to Anthony Gordon. Doesn't get closer. Allows Gordon to cut it in. And it's a lovely finish by Anthony Gordon. Bottom right-hand corner. Whips it in past Ortega, the keeper. 2-1 to Newcastle at half-time. And I thought for like the last 10 minutes of that half, you know, we had 8 minutes of injury time. Newcastle were the better team, which is why I think they deserved that lead at half-time. You know, like I said, Pep needed to tweak things. He did tweak it, and Newcastle, but they basically got battered in the second half. Couldn't breathe, couldn't get out. Kevin De Bruyne got subbed on for Manchester City, and of course he had to score, didn't he? Kevin De Bruyne in the 74th minute, giving City the equaliser. You always knew De Bruyne was going to be involved one way or another. Lovely finish this by De Bruyne. You know, Foden was picking up gaps in the first half a lot between the defence and the Newcastle midfield. He was doing a hell of a lot, Phil Foden, and De Bruyne did it. He picks up the gap in between the midfield and defence and just slightly shifts it to the right, moves to the right, finds the space, and he's now able to drive at the defence. And, you know, the defence is backing off. And it's a lovely finish by Kevin De Bruyne. Just passes it into the net. Side foot, passes it into the back of the net. Bottom left-hand corner, no chance for Dubravka. You know, it's not hit with much power, but it's just the placement is world-class by De Bruyne. And then in the 91st minute, Oscar Bob, you know, a big moment in his young career. Kevin De Bruyne with the assist. I mean, what a return for Kevin De Bruyne. You know, you get the win, you get the goal to equalise, and then you get the assist to win the game. Great return for Kevin De Bruyne. And now Oscar Bob in the 91st minute, winning it for City. What a moment in his young career, Oscar Bob. Probably the best moment in his career so far. But it's a lovely ball by Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, we've seen De Bruyne do this so many times. It's just, the way on the pass is perfect. I mean, Trippier stretches for it, can't get it. Literally, you must miss it, Kieran Trippier, about a toe. That's how perfect it is for Oscar Bob to run onto it, goes past Dubravka, puts it into an empty net, and that's how it ended 3-2 to Man City. Pep Guardiola letting out all the emotions at the end because he knew that's a big win for Man City, and yeah, he just managed to get the job done. Big win for City. For Newcastle, I think Eddie Howe's going to be very, very disappointed with that. I think the fans are going to be disappointed with that because second half they were shocking, absolutely shocking. But that's all credit to Manchester City. Don't get me wrong. But it's another Premier League thriller, another Premier League classic, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you thought of the match. Please like, please subscribe, turn on notifications, share this video around, and yeah, I'll catch you later.